The quickest way to end a miracle is to ask it why it is, or what it wants.
It's here!
Get the foolish woman back to the infirmary!
Where the hell can I get eyes like that?
Gonna kill a few people.
The Galactic is reporting heavy damage to her landing bays.
Bring her around 60 degrees. We're going in.
The moon's gravitational pull. What do we do? We die.
You are a user. And everything you've done has been according to a plan, right?
You wish.
Hello,
Hi,
welcome to the Untitled Sci-Fi Show.
we're back, baby.
We're back again.
Oh, I was going to say, you're back from outer space. I can't remember the words.
We need a song that's got the word supernova in it. Stop champagne supernova in the sky. That's what we were doing, weren't we?
It was. We were looking at a supernova in the sky. Oh, I've got one. Power Man 5000. Supernova goes pop.
Well, how's that go? Or is that literally how it goes?
That's the song. I cannot tell you how it goes.
I know.
Great song. Really good album. It's Tonight the Stars Revolt. Brilliant album. It's a kind of new metal album from the, I want to say, early 2000s.
I'd love it if the song actually was just sung in that exact way that you said it.
It's Rob Zombie's brother.
Oh.
Spider Zombie.
Was that Darth Vader sketch? Was it you Jeff Vader?
Oh.
Are you
Yeah,
Bob Zombie?
The Star Wars Canteen.
Yeah.
And you know what? Eddie Izzard is very funny.
It's true,
Love
isn't it?
Eddie Izzard.
Is it?
It's the Lego version that makes me laugh the
Oh,
most.
that's the only one I know.
It's the Lego version that makes me laugh the most. I'm sure the stand-up stage version was brilliant. As soon as it's the Lego one, it gets me every time.
What is it? He's asking for chicken arrabbiata.
Chicken arrabbiata, yeah.
Are you Jeff Vader's brother?
What, you're Jeff Vader? No.
Right, let's go with it.
Go on then.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back.
We might never get back.
Dun, 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 dun. Guess the intro.
I purposely didn't listen to the intro in the last episode because I wanted to guess it as we record.
Oh, well, I've only prepared the one that isn't mixed with the audio. Okay, well, that's good for you then, isn't it? You
Well,
get to hear it
exactly.
better. So remember, this was a special one. This is only
TV shows.
TV shows, very specifically. So let's get ready. Oh, we haven't done a test.
Ooh, well, the microphone isn't up, so you've got to turn the volume up about a third of the way on the mixer.
Oh, God, yeah.
That helps.
Bloop.
That should do. Maybe a little much, but we'll see.
Let's see.
As Pornhub starts playing.
Oh, it's just not doing it.
Is it connected?
It is. DLZ creator. Oh, it's all gone Pete Tong.
Oh dear.
Have
Press
I
pause.
muted the right one? And now you're talking. How do you press pause?
Some chugga-bow-bow.
In and out, he says. None of you heard that. He just did a really dirty noise. Okay, right. Sorry. I've now put it on the right one. Right. Okay. Now I'm all flustered. Oh, I'm all flustered. Okay. Got to get the file up. I'm going to leave all this in.
Oh, well,
Don't want to give myself
why
any
not?
difficulty. I've got so many tabs open, TJ. This is a disaster.
Especially when you don't talk into the mic.
We don't need any of that. Right.
A liar is someone whose words are false. A liar cannot be trusted.
Okay,
Ooh.
that's number one.
I
Now, I'll give you a clue, okay? This is a series.
was going to say,
I think it's actually a remake.
Is this the remake Battlestar Galactica?
No, but it's a very recent series, as in last year this came out. And it's based on an actual kind of theory in space.
Okay, what, string theory or something like that?
Well, not so much a theory, maybe a thing about planets.
Oh. I've got no idea then. If this is recent, I don't think I've watched anything massively
It's
recent.
very, very good. It's Three Body Problem.
Oh, yeah, I've not watched it.
It's absolutely
It's on my
brilliant.
list to watch, but I've not watched it. And that's Michelle Yeoh again, isn't it? She's in. I thought she was in it. Maybe not.
She in it? Miranda's got headphones on, so I won't be able to ask her. I think it might just be a different lady. Whoops.
How about, Rob, you you beep out the bit where I assume that Michelle Yeoh is in everything.
I'm not going to say what I'm thinking in my head.
You better not, you prick.
I read it this anyway. What's it matter?
That's true.
Okay, right. Next one.
They're not students.
Whoever they are, when Wilson finds them, he's going to call the police.
Who's Wilson?
Chief electrician.
Wilson's dead.
Oh, fuck.
That's an easy one.
Oh, I know it. Why don't I know
Of course
the
you
name?
know it.
Oh, my brain's gone blank. This is your turn to make me look like I'm not the sci-fi person. Oh, can't tell me.
Right, Christopher Eccleston was the man.
Oh, God, it's Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
And that's Billy Piper.
Billy Piper.
Little chipmunk.
Yeah, Billy Piper, yeah.
Billy Piper.
Doctor Who, arguably one of the better of all of the series, the first one.
Yeah, I still think Christopher Eccleston's one of my favourite Doctors.
Oh, I'm going to get told off there. I just called that the first one. Obviously, the first of the modern era.
The first
of Doctor
modern
Who's.
era Doctor Who, yeah.
This is my disruptor pistol, the one I used to carry in the old days when I was serving
This
on that
was easy.
Ferengi freighter.
I thought you were the ship's cook.
That's right. Every member of that crew thought he was a
Well,
food
that's
critic.
obviously Star Wars and/or
Yeah, that's right. Correct.
winner. That is Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
No, I left that clip really long. I knew everyone who played the game would get it. That
Yeah.
one, but I just liked the whole clip. So it was actually quite difficult to edit it because it's such a long clip.
I do wonder if they've I don't know what the origin of that joke or that script came from. Have you heard of a film called Under Siege?
I have heard of it.
It's Steven Seagal.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Steven Seagal.
I think it is.
Yeah. And he plays the cook, but
Mhm.
he's a military specialist who is now a cook. And
Yeah.
it kind of gives that vibe, doesn't it?
All of his shit films are like that.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. By the way, as it was April Fool's Day today, someone posted up on the Star Trek forums.
Mm-hmm.
Star Trek has now been bought by Disney. All official looking news kind of front page. Oh my God, looking at the shit people were losing, going, they ruined Star Wars, they're going to ruin Star Trek.
No offense, everybody who fell for that joke. You really think they're going to do worse than Paramount have been doing with
Well-
some of it? You know, okay, yeah, we all love Strange New Worlds, but they're getting rid of everything.
And I like new Star Wars.
Do you?
Yeah, I like the new.
I
I
don't
like
really know
Rogue
if
One.
I
I
like
like
it or
I like the new three. I know they're nothing like the others, but
I didn't think you'd seen any of them.
yeah,
That
but
was my reaction. Was
I-
like, do you? Like, you've seen
You
them?
know what? I think out of all the Star Wars stuff, other than the TV stuff, I haven't seen episodes 2 and 3. I've seen the original 3. I've
Mhm.
seen episode 1. I hated it so much I avoided episode 2 and 3.
Oh.
And then I loved 7, 8, 9 and Rogue One. I thought they were brilliant. Rogue One specifically, really good.
You just took the wind out of my sails there. You didn't like Phantom Menace, the
Look, I
best
know you
Star
like
Wars
pod
film
racing.
out of all of the Star Wars films. That is the best one. This is blasphemy on the other side of this table. You should be shamed and disgraced.
And the Sith should be blamed and disgraced for not just going and saying, oh, let's just kill the kid. Boom, done. No Anakin, no Luke,
Well,
no
it's-
problem with the Force later on.
Wait, yeah, in hindsight, that would be a great idea.
Damn right.
Next.
And let's face it, we can all blame Yoda. He should have said, yes, you can train him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dick.
Nice to be suddenly so highly regarded. So who did you take off to get stuck with this detail?
No, I cut that off at a very particular moment because he says the name of who he's talking to, and you
Oh.
would instantly get it.
I know exactly. Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
I can even picture the scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know the name. I go blank when it comes to these.
X-Files.
Oh, it is the
That's-
X-Files. That's Mulder, yeah, saying to Scully
Scully.
as she walks in the first episode,
Yep.
which, yeah, it's brilliant.
Mm.
Oh, I love it. I love the X-Files. We need to do an X-Files
I love
bit.
the X-Files.
You have no recollection of the incident?
No, who shot me?
Oh, that I've got no idea on.
That's Stargate SG-1.
I haven't watched enough of it. I think I must have seen most of season 1 when it first aired on Channel 4, but that was a point that there was so much on, I just didn't keep up with it.
Yeah, Miranda's over there. She's seen basically every single episode. I think they're great. I haven't seen loads of them, but everyone I have seen I think is brilliant. And I wanted to make at least one of these difficult, so I purposely found it.
No, that's a great one to do.
Teal'c, whose voice is extremely recognisable. Yeah. And then that's the Doctor, but I can never remember his name, whatever it is.
He plays, Teal'c's an actor, just plays the role so well as well. It's brilliant.
Yeah, does a great job.
Potassium bromate! This supermarket is trying to kill us!
One of my favourite sci-fi series.
Potassium?
Oh, sorry, everyone.
No.
Potassium bromate!
No, go for it.
It's The Fringe.
Never seen it.
Okay, so for this, okay. So, hang on. Right, so that is the voice of John Noble, who plays Dr. Walter Bishop, which is in Fringe. The whole thing's kind of based around his son, really, who dies, and he can't bear with the fact his son's died. So he kind of, over the course of the series, over all of it, you find out that Walter went to an alternate universe and took his son from another universe.
Oh.
And has him in this universe. So his son that's in this universe is the alternate universe's son. So the alternate universe Walter goes evil, trying to find where his son's gone because he knows it's from another dimension.
Very Rick and Morty.
Hey, it's very cool. And it's where I got the mirror idea from in the shit show. Yeah. That is literally how Walter figures out there's another universe. He creates a window that he can look in at the other laboratory of the other side, and he sees. So I think it's either that they both get ill and then one dies, but they both get ill in their universes. I think it's actually they both get ill in their universes, but one Walter cures the one and the other Walter doesn't. It's something like
right.
And then something happens in a lake where one gets saved. Like I think this. Anyway, I'm going to spoil too much of it, but that's it. But he eventually goes kind of insane.
Nice.
And they have to take him out of an insane asylum. And this is when he's been taken out and he's going around the supermarket looking at the ingredients and stuff. And he's like, what the fuck are they putting in all this stuff? Great.
Genius.
Well, excuse me. So, would you like to know who won?
Yeah, go for it.
Fucking no one, because no one entered.
Oh, you bunch of
bastards.
Pricks.
That's very impressive. You've made a friend.
That's a 60-foot HRM heavy construction bot. Nothing friendly about it.
So, Mr. TJ, what you been doing?
Are we aiming for an hour again?
No. No, yeah, an hour, sorry, not over it.
Right,
let's hurry up,
let me just scrub half this list then. Okay, let's start with gaming.
Mm-hmm.
I started Dead Space, the remaster.
Yes,
I got scared 15 minutes in and turned it off and deleted it. I forgot. I played it on the original 360 and I played through and I loved it. And I'm sure something has happened to me because I decided I'm going to play it, played it in the pitch black. In fact, no, I'll tell you what happened. I've got a decent TV and it's the remaster and I'm on my own and mummy and daddy are now at their house. They're not in the same house as me.
Yeah, you're the daddy now.
Yeah.
And that's why you're scared.
I'm the daddy. Yeah, basically, I started playing. I thought I played through on easy the first time I played through. So I set it to, then I actually set it to hard for some reason. And, the jump scares. In fact, the first literally 5 minutes of the game, you've got to go and turn on some power and start looking for the fuse for the subway system. And the first bit you do is you go along all these kind of little kind of bridges and stuff. You go up in the elevator, and of course, to get in the room you need to, you've got to swap the power, which turns all the lights off.
Of course it does, yeah.
And then everyone just started jumping out, and as I'm killing one, and then literally I just see one suddenly coming out from behind me. It's, oh, for fuck's sake. And I couldn't face playing it. It's just like, I could play this on easy and probably be a bit happier about this. And then I thought, no, it's too much.
I haven't played the remaster yet, but
It looks gorgeous.
Miranda and I would take it in turns on the original one. And the joke was I wanted the achievement where we only used the plasma cutter.
Yeah, I wanted that so
And
much back in the day.
She would spend the whole time shooting everything, missing everything. And then when it was my turn, I spent my whole turn collecting ammo. So I just had to punch everything.
Right.
And it was always like stamp on the body.
Stomp,
Every
stomp,
single
stomp.
body you see, you stamp
Yeah.
on. Whether you killed it or not, you stamp on it. And I've taken that. We've spoken about this before. I've taken that to every game I play.
Yeah. So to give you an idea on difficulty settings, when you play it on the lower level, it was 2 or 3 shots of the plasma would take a limb off or the head, and that would be it down, and then you could go up and just stomp on it.
Yeah.
At least 8 shots just to take a limb off on the level I was playing on.
Oh, okay.
And that's just one limb, and it's still coming at you.
I think I'd just play it on normal.
Yeah, I might re-download. I mean, the beauty of having super fast broadband was it was downloaded in under 10 minutes and playable inside of 10 minutes. So why not?
Well, you just tell it to go do it. I mean, it's on your Xbox, right?
This was on the PS5.
Oh, on the PS. Well, you suppose you can do it from that as well. You can just go in the app and tell it to download all
Exactly.
there.
Exactly. So it's not a problem. Now, the other game I want to very quickly talk about is one that is not quite out yet, and I've just seen lots of videos for it. I've read up a lot about it. Doom: The Dark Ages. Now, I am a diehard Doom 1 and Doom 2 fan. They were the first ever first-person shooter game. In fact, they were the first ever game that scared me.
Yeah.
I loved it. Okay, we had a family friend who had a 486 through work, and he'd installed Doom on it. And he's like, no, you can play on Doom while my parents had dinner with him and his wife. And it's like, I got really addicted to playing Doom. I thought, this is amazing. I love it. And I've kept that. Doom 1 and 2 are one of my firm favourite games. Then Doom 3 came out, and I wasn't particularly blown away. I've gone back and played it again since, and I appreciate what they did with it. It's actually a very good game. Then we had Doom 2016. Holy shit, I loved that game.
It's incredible.
It was fast, it was frantic, it had all the big guns. Then we had Doom Eternal. And it had suddenly become this platformer, melee, what the fuck's going on here? Couldn't get on with it. Didn't like it. It's like, I don't want an adventure game. I don't want platforming. I want Doom. I want the fast, hard, just killing every fucking thing in sight. And then the Dark Ages, we now have weird mech suits. The weapons are all very much melee-based, weird medieval sort of weapons.
There's a sword and
almost
shield.
like Heretic and stuff from the Heretic and Hexen era of the bloody gaming. And as much as it looks impressive, it's just like, this isn't Doom. Please just don't use that franchise name. Just call it its own game, because it'll be awesome.
Yeah.
That was all. That was my only thoughts on it. It's not Doom for me anymore. Doom 2016 was just about Doom, but they could have just done that as its own franchise and then done all of them as their its own franchise. I'd accept it more.
Yeah.
So there was that. Coming to TV, and I say I'm going to keep this up. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure with Kay. She enjoyed it. I've got a bonus episode going up if the recording's good enough, where she reviews it.
That's wicked.
And I just love it. It's such a good time travel film. It's a lot of fun. It doesn't pay much attention to the science of it, which is what you want. You just want something stupid and fun. It does it brilliantly.
You don't care how they can fit those people in a phone box.
No.
No one cares.
Or the fact they're riding through the space-time continuum with just everyone kind of stood up with the doors open, looking around them while they're going through. It's just perfect. It's stupid fun.
Yeah.
I've been watching a load of YouTube. There's 2 YouTubers I love. Lazy Games Reviews, LGR. Very cool. Looks at a lot of old retro tech, a lot of old games, a lot of oddware, he calls it. So really odd PC accessories and stuff like that. And Angry Video Game Nerd, if you know that one, which is James Rolfe from Cine Massacre.
You've spoke about it before.
Just very rude game reviews of terrible games. And I can always go back to those two and just watch them over and over again. The main thing I've watched, though, and I've kind of binge watched it, and I want to talk to you very quickly about how you feel about this sort of thing as well. I've started watching Severance on Apple TV.
Yep.
It's weird.
Right.
It's really fucking weird. And in fact, I stopped 2/3 of the way through the first episode and thought, probably won't go back to this. and then couldn't get it off my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up going back, and I've binge watched like 6 or 7 episodes of it now. Really, really fucking good. I still can't place my finger on why it's really good.
What's it about?
It's a really weird premise. So it's set in kind of the current time, and the company Lumon has invented a chip that they can implant in your brain. And if you're willing to do it, you have this chip implanted into your brain, and it means when you're at work, that's all you know. You don't know anything about your outside life. You don't know if you're married. You don't know where you live. And literally every day is it's a non-stop day. You go to the elevator, and then literally, like as soon as the doors close and you're looking at the elevator doors, when they open again, you're going back to work. But you feel rested. You feel like, because you then go to your outside life, and your outside life has no idea what goes on in the building.
Right.
So they call it being severed. So that's the idea, sever. So you completely sever your two lives. So you've got this inside work life. So all the stuff that happens inside work is inside work. But as soon as you're at home, you've got no idea what happened at work. If you've injured yourself, you get a kind of a letter on your car saying, you fell over today at work. We're sorry about that. And here's like a voucher for a meal to compensate for you.
So you could be at work and like absolutely hating someone you work with. And then when in your personal life, they're your wife.
Pretty
Or
much.
something, you know what I mean? So it could be that massive juxtaposition.
Pretty much. And they're trying to work out what they're doing. So it's even down to the fact they've all got these old-fashioned looking computers, and the main department in it's looking at data. And all the data is just these giant grids of numbers, 1 through to 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. And basically they're calling it's encrypted data. They don't know what the data is they're mining. But the data, when you're looking at it, instills emotion. So they might be looking at these numbers, and like the number 7, all of a sudden they're looking at it, and anytime they see that number, they suddenly feel really miserable or depressed. So then they'll ring fence that bit of data until they no longer feel like that. And then that goes off and gets processed by someone else. So they never even know what the data is they're dealing with. So they don't know what the data is. It could be birth rates. It could be some horrendous science experiment. It's dark, and it's clever.
I can't get my head around it. Like you could have like, I'm just thinking of a relationships with people perspective of it. You could like have a completely different work relationship with someone than you do outside of work.
You live here. You go to work. When you're at work, you have no idea that Miranda exists, tea exists. You don't know where you live, what your house is. You don't even know that you can drive. You don't know any of that. All you know is what goes on at work.
What if you have to finish early because of something?
Then as soon as you leave, you remember everything.
Yeah, but when you get into work, you now don't remember you have to finish early.
So I think there's like there's a check-in system and stuff like that. So obviously there's like probably a calendar or something saying your work ends today, sort of thing.
Yeah. Is it the one with the Macaulay Culkin's brother?
Oh, is it? I don't know. It's Andy Scott, I want to say the main character is, who's been in a few things. I'm just looking it up now. Adam Scott, sorry. Adam Scott, Britt Lower, Zach Cherry. I'm not seeing Culkin on here. Christopher Walken's in it.
Oh, okay.
Playing basically Christopher Walken.
And this is Apple TV. I don't have an Apple.
It's Apple TV. I'll show you a couple of episodes next time you're over. So Adam Scott is the main character. He was in Parks and Recreation, Party Down, Step Brothers, Madame Web.
Yeah, I know he is. Madame Web. Fucking hell.
So yeah. No, the question I wanted to ask you is, how do you judge whether you're going to carry on watching something? Because I've got to this point now in life that when I'm looking at a show, I base it on, can I be bothered to finish the series? So Resident Alien, prime example. I started watching it. I had to finish the series. Yet there's been shows that I've watched, or even films, where I've gone halfway through or watched half the episodes and thought, oh, okay, I'll catch up on that the next time I feel like it. And then I've never gone back because I just couldn't be bothered.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get that much time to watch something on my own.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, like Resident Alien. I mean, I would have mentioned it on mine, but I've started watching that too, which I'm having on in the background at work, and I'm really enjoying. There is one on Apple TV that we kind of started, a really big sci-fi epic thing series that's on there. The name of it has just gone from my mind.
I'll tell you, I'll set you up a profile on mine and just sign your TV in.
But that was quite good, but we never finished an episode. But it was really long, and it was quite Dune-y in that it's a slow moving.
Yeah.
One. And I would love to go back to it, but again, I'll be watching on my own. Really, I'll watch an episode. I'll always finish an episode at some point. I'll get through the first episode, and that really does tell me, because the pilots are normally like the best ones for a few episodes, normally, aren't they? Because they want to draw you in, or at least give you threads to lead you on to next ones.
You say that. Would I have watched as much Star Trek The Next Generation if the first episode I'd seen was Encounter at Firepoint with weird jellyfish space creatures?
Well, I don't know about the old stuff, like the older TV
No, I know
shows.
what you're saying.
The
Sometimes
newer ones,
pilots can be like...
Yeah. Nowadays, I kind of would... I mean, all right, here's the good on Wheel of Time. Well, I'm so into Wheel of Time now. And I didn't give that the time of day. I think I watched part of the first episode when Miranda started watching. I was like, this is shit. And it was like, this is just girl stuff.
Oh, Robert.
Yeah. Really, after one, but I think realistically, you need to give them 2 or 3.
Yeah, fair enough.
To get a good idea. But also at the same time, if you're not enjoying it by the end of the second one, why bother? Because it's like 2 hours of your life. Just you could be watching something else that you do like.
Yeah, I mean, Resident Alien's quite a prime example. The first episode's okay. It's enjoyable. But until you've seen 2 or 3 and actually get the whole mechanic of what's meant to be, and that it's not just purely a comedy show, that's when you realise this is really good.
Yeah.
Big American here. I'm stunned that you would think I'm harboring robots. In fact, I would go so far as to say I'm shocked.
So, Rob, what have you been watching or playing or doing?
Resident Alien.
You've got 5 minutes.
Resident Alien, yeah. So I just wanted to move to the next section, but we can still talk about Resident Alien. So I was into that pretty quickly because there was a couple of jokes, so I laughed out loud. And I wanted to keep it a secret so you didn't know I'd watched it, because I was going to wait till now too. But I had to text you going, this is really funny.
The sniffing the girl.
Yeah, it was the sniffing of the girl and being like, oh yeah, she's been dead for 7 days or 7 hours. And so then she goes, huh, he's alive. I don't know what, that just really tickled me, that little scene. And he plays it so well.
Oh, Alan Tudyk he is a legend. He needs to be looked after and protected at all costs.
I'm guessing he's under the costume too.
I presume so.
Yeah.
I presume so.
I mean, yeah, you and Karen did say that it was a great series. And yeah, it really is a good series. Yeah.
It's before he makes... Actually, how many episodes in are you?
I have 3 or 4. I've called a bit already and I was right straight away.
Oh, okay, fine. So I won't say too much, but you've got to the point where he's trying to kill the boy still.
Oh, he's still trying to kill the boy, yeah. And the boy's got a little mate with him now.
Yes.
And she's like, they just got zapped by a floating apple.
That's it, yeah. So they've broken into his...
that's kind of really where I am. And now there's like another couple who have got involved. There must be FBI. There's some kind of agency trying to find him. They say, no, there's an alien. So they've just come into it.
This isn't spoiling it, but...
I think she's an alien.
Sarah Connor turns up.
Oh, sweet. As her?
No, just as the actor.
Oh, the actor.
The actress, sorry, yeah.
So, okay, everyone who wants to watch this, don't listen for a few minutes. I called immediately that girl being her daughter.
Yeah.
I instantly called it. As soon as she said, I was like, that's her.
But I'm glad, yeah, I got exactly the same idea on that. But this is what I was saying just in that previous section. People just assume Resident Alien, it's just going to be this straight up laugh out comedy. It's probably going to be stupid. Yes, it's got stupid moments. But then we've also got this entire story arc, which turns out she was a teenage pregnancy. She gave her daughter away. She's kept... So this entire emotional story as well, that's not funny in the slightest, but it works so well.
The thing about it is they could have easily gone wimpy on it, which in some cases I almost kind of wanted them to do because I like him so much. I don't want him to be a baddie. he is a baddie.
Yes, he is.
He's killed someone to become who he is.
He's trying to kill a kid.
He's trying to kill a child, and he's happy to attempt to murder other people because he's just like, yeah, so what?
Oh, I love the bit as well. He's like,
his wife's just
in
turned
my
up.
planet, I could do this job easily.
Mm.
No, so I need to do this procedure. Oh, and he gets thrown into the smear test instead.
He's taking pictures of it.
It's like, did you just take a picture? Yes, my first patient selfie. And then they pose with him. It's
Yeah.
like, oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of easygoing ladies in that town, isn't there?
Yeah, the bar owner.
Yeah, she's funny.
I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it's just there's brilliant dynamic between all of them soon.
Yeah, I'll probably watch some more later in the week. Excuse me. Yeah, more Wheel of Time. We've nearly finished season 2. Really enjoying it. Season 2 it took a lot longer to get into. It was very much the first 3 episodes, or maybe even 4 episodes, a bit like, here we go. Lots of exposition, lots of talking, not very good stuff either. And then it got good.
That's good.
Then the cool stuff happened, which season 1 was kind of cool stuff all the way through, other than
Right.
the beginning of episode 1, I would say. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing. You saw when you turned up, started the Atomfall game, just have a go. I'm not classing it as one of my need to complete games. I've just been interested in seeing it, so I'm just having a little go with it. I'll never finish that. It'll be hours.
You
and
never
hours
know.
and
You
hours.
might do.
Maybe.
You might do.
Maybe, but I don't think so. What else? I think that might be it, unless I'm drastically forgetting something.
I did forget something.
Mm.
I did finally finish Chernobyl. After binge watching 3 episodes and then having nightmares. Literally had nightmares that night about it. It's like, wow, that didn't realize it would affect me that much. Got through the last 2 episodes, nearly in tears by the end of it. Such a horrible story.
Yeah.
And deep and dark and oh Jesus. And the fact that the USSR, Russia still claim only 37 people died.
Yeah.
Even to this fucking day.
And
Grow
it's
up, Russia.
Just incredible to think that it's all based on true.
Yeah, 100%. I like what they did. Have you watched it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when it came out.
So I like the fact that the female scientist they have helping the lead physicist in it was basically a stand-in for all the scientists that were actually involved.
Yeah, yeah.
And it kind of makes sense to keep the story going and make it interesting. You can't just have that many actors doing it.
Oh, yeah. It's all the classic kind of things. Yeah, as if you were like making a film from a book. It's the same thing. You can't have all of that in there. It just doesn't work for a screen.
Exactly. So I felt they did the story justice. I really do. Very quickly, did you ever used to watch EastEnders?
Yeah, a long time
Do
ago.
you remember Little Mo's Trevor?
Yeah, I remember Trevor.
He's in Chernobyl.
I think I do remember that, actually.
He's the fat lead coal miner.
Yes, I did know
I couldn't
that.
believe it. It's
Yeah.
like, wow,
He hasn't
you
got
look
an
very
iron-
different
He hasn't got an
now.
iron imprint on his head. Yeah.
He looks very different now.
Yeah.
To avoid any unwarranted violence.
I would as well, and so would my mute sister here, Veronica. We can assure you there are receipts for each of these unique items. Happy to drum those up for you.
Michelle Leona Green, you're under arrest for malicious assault, grand theft auto, truancy, and abetting an enemy of the state.
Holy crap.
I want a lawyer.
What? You can speak?
Right.
Are we meant to be talking about something else? Sorry.
Yeah, we need to actually get into what we're here for.
Ah.
Electric
Nonce
State.
Watch.
Was there Nonce Watch in Electric State?
No,
I
there
don't
wasn't.
know how.
Unless
what
Mr.
age.
Peanut's been doing things that we aren't aware of.
Yeah, unaware. We have not spoken about this. I did not want to say what I thought about it at all. I wanted
No,
to,
absolutely.
We're going in dry.
Oh, it's not dry anymore.
I'll say what I thought. I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
What do you think? Just say you liked it or not.
Loved it.
Yeah, I'm so glad.
I think all the reviewers that badmouthed it, they just basically don't either like Millie Bobby Brown or Chris Pratt, which I can understand, but the film itself just stands on its own leg. Brilliant.
I will say it a bit later. There's literally 2 moments I did not like. they're right at the end, and it's when both of them get their own monologues.
Yeah.
I thought Chris Pratt's one was shit.
He cannot do emotion.
It was not even remotely funny.
Hang on, which bit are you talking about?
When his little robot friend comes out of the other robot when you didn't know there was another
Yeah. So I've literally, the note I've written here is, if I get it open in time.
Because he has some really funny little one-liners, Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt, least believable sad scene.
He's hamming
Him trying to be sad. Oh, more than friends. It was awful. It was. Yeah. There is no emotion in this. What the fuck?
I like how we both said we love this, and we're instantly saying what we didn't like.
Is this the only take you did of this? Because seriously, he could have done that so much better. This is just atrocious.
I just wouldn't have had it. Just would not have had. I mean, and I knew there was a little robot in there. I mean, I saw that and made a
I knew he wasn't going to be
but it was still
dead.
going to be fun.
The fact that they'd already said, "I've got to go to power saving," not "I'm dying. I'm just going to power saving."
I think they could have just had Chris there, just kind of kneel down and just say, "I love you." And I think that would have been all right. It didn't have to be a funny scene. And then the little robot could have come out and just been like,
"You love me."
That would have been funny.
Yeah.
And then the
"You
same.
love me."
Millie has a similar kind of monologue-esque bit at the end. I didn't like that either.
Oh, I didn't mind that so much. I thought actually it's a little bit poignant, and the idea is that they're trying to unify everyone again, and the idea that she's talking about the whole past schools thing meeting is because her brother said it at the very beginning, so it kind of ties the beginning to the end with her. I didn't mind that as much. For me, the worst bit is the Chris Pratt bit.
Yeah, that's the worst bit of the entire film.
That is the worst bit. The Millie Bobby Brown monologue, I didn't mind at all.
But at least that is only like a 10-second bit. All the rest of it, Chris Pratt is actually very good in it. Very funny little one-liners he has.
Yeah.
Millie is brilliant.
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
The entire thing. I don't know why people don't like her. Whatever.
No, I don't.
I think she's actually really good in everything I've seen her in. And in this, she's very good at doing emotional scenes.
You know what it is? She does not have the standard Hollywood look, and that's why people don't like her.
Yeah.
She's got, and I'm not meaning to be offensive here, and please don't take it that way. She's got a large mouth, which doesn't fit to the size of her face. I know it sounds really mean saying that, but you know what I mean, though, don't you? She doesn't have the typical Hollywood beautiful look, and I think a lot of people expected you've got Chris Pratt, so you're going to have someone like Jennifer Lawrence, or you should have someone who we consider. Because don't forget, Chris Pratt, whether you like the bloke or not, and based on some of the stuff he said, I'm more erring towards the stuff I don't like about him anymore. He's still considered one of the best looking bloke that women basically wet their seats for.
Oh, that sounds good. I just took a sip of cold tea when you said that.
He is no Jack Reacher for us.
Oh, no, he is no
He
Jack
is no
Reacher.
Alan Ritchson, okay? But a lot of people think that he is for them. Fine. So I think a lot of it is down to look. And I think that's really unfair because she can act brilliantly, and she acts brilliantly throughout this.
Yeah, they need to peel themselves off the leather sofas. Yeah, I think she's great. I can't say I've noticed how big her mouth is.
you will look at her now and you'll go, oh, I see what he means.
She's quite young. Does feel a bit non-swatchy. I can't say I've ever really taken any notice of what she looks like. That may sound like I'm being insincere about it, but I haven't.
No, but that's
just think,
good because you're concentrating more on the character she's portraying.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at it with under a magnifying glass. Why may people not like this? And I genuinely think a lot of it, especially when you consider the criticism, like Matt Lucas as well recently said something fairly nasty about how she looked.
Yeah.
I know he's apologised, but that's purely backpedaling because of the hatred he's then suddenly getting. Sorry, but you're going to say something like that and you're a public figure. Get over yourself.
I don't know why he would chime in.
No, I know. Bald git.
What's the fucking hell has he got to do with her?
Either way, can I want us all to stand in memoriam for Taco Bot. Because you know what? Taco Bot was one of my favourite characters and that entire thing.
My favourite character was Perplexo. I think a memoriam for Perplexo.
Oh, all of the bot characters. The
haircut one, yeah.
Hair?
then Chris does get his hair cut, and it looks fucking dreadful. He's like, and he's a really funny moment. He goes, "I hate it."
You guilt trip me. I hate it. It's such a lovely moment.
Yeah.
Penny Saver or whatever her name is, Penny, the postbot.
The postbot, yeah.
Just again wonderful, and I absolutely love. Which one's Perplexo?
Perplexo is the one. He's the magician who has.
That was
he's
it. Yeah,
inside a curtain.
The doctor's robot.
The computer.
Windows 3.1 screensaver.
Yeah, so she's hiding inside it.
Boom, happy days. But his character, again, brilliant. It's like, I've got no way of taking them on. Looks at the axe. Kill all humans. It's like, yes.
Yeah, there's a great scene where this. Imagine an old retro's Windows 95 PC on top of a desk. And that is the entire robot, the desk as well. Or like a chest of drawers almost, like little cupboards. Like you'd get in an office with all your stationery inside, right? And I'm saying you've seen it. And they have to hide. So he instantly just compacts himself. And Millie's inside him.
Yeah,
and she opens the door. She's like, you're so much smaller on the inside. And again,
you look
really
bigger on the outside. Great Doctor Who kind of piss tape reference.
Exactly. I thought it Doctor Who. There were so many bits like that. What I would say is, Matt, Pine of Cthulhu, said about this being based on that graphic novel. So I had no idea.
It's based on a graphic novel, and I think it's not even a graphic novel. Technically, it's more a collection of artwork.
Yeah. There's also apparently there's some tabletop games that are also very good on it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. So I went and looked at them. Oh, they look amazing.
Yeah.
But also that kind of made me feel, and they did kind of put them in.
They had some in there, I think, to make it a slightly more maybe family friendly. I know it's not quite family friendly. I think it's probably a 12, isn't it?
It's a 12, I think.
Yeah, it's not quite family friendly, but to make it more friendly to everyone, I think they haven't included, because some of the artwork is quite disturbing if you look at the original artwork.
Some of them are, yeah.
So you kind of get the idea that maybe they chose to limit it because they wanted to make sure the entire audience enjoyed it or had a chance not to enjoy it. And yeah, the war machines. I mean, we spoke about it in the last episode, showing you the picture of it. When you see the pictures of the war machines that are in the original, oh, they are so cool. They look just such the part, and they would have been lovely to see them in this. But if they existed in this, the final battle would have been crap.
Yeah, I was thinking about it when the next day after watching it. I was thinking I'd love to have seen this either much longer or like 3 long form episodes, and having really long drawn out exposition of scenes, like the images of having these backdrops or having them travel, not much happening.
Yeah.
Like I've mentioned, like a Dune-esque kind of, as Stiddy would say, a thinking man's sci-fi, he calls those ones. Like something like that. I would love to see a version of this like that. I still love this. Loved the comedy parts of it. Loved how it looked. Thought the CGI was brilliant. Loved so much about it.
I've got this on my list. Thankfully, Netflix aren't like Disney and Marvel and that side of things, because the CGI to this was beautiful. It was so well integrated.
Yeah.
There were very few, if any, that I can think of spots that I thought, that looks a little bit ropey. It just looked magnificent.
Well, I don't think they ever come out and say when things are coming out. You just eventually get a trailer.
It suddenly appears.
And
so
then
you don't know
there.
how long they've worked on it for, do you?
Yeah, and I think that's probably the best way of doing it.
100%. Now, talking about the design while we're talking about the CGI, wow, it was a clever idea what they did with this. So they made it modern day. Well, they didn't. It's meant to be in the past. It's meant to be like 90s.
It's 94.
And they were just so clever with it. So many things we get, oh, well, it's meant to be the 90s, but everything still feels way or super modern.
Yeah.
So the fact that all the casters that they're basically wearing VR headsets.
They're called Neurocasters.
Neurocasters. They're wearing basically VR headsets. Now, in our era, that's really easy. That's 2 LCD panels in front of your eyes. In 94, we had CRTs. So everything had these CRTs, which means they've got these super long kind of eye bits because they've got to have the whole CRT assembly in there.
Yeah.
And then all of the bots have a little CRT screen with their face on, which means their heads are really long and elongated. And it's just really nice. Everything felt as modern and futuristic as it was meant to, but it also felt like, my God, it is the 90s, because all this future technology is using technology from the 90s to build it.
Yeah.
Really clever, really well thought out.
So let's just very quickly summarize the plot. Millie, her brother is like some super genius. I think there's a kind of implication he's autistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's
a slight implication. There's that going on, I think.
It could be that, or it could be... I think it's left for you to think, is it going to be down that route? Is it going to be down the route that he's just
either way,
socially inept because he's a geek?
Either way, hyper intelligent.
Yes.
And it starts, he's doing the exam. Stuff happens, as I like to say, stuff happens. We're now in the future.
And suddenly Millie's in care.
Yeah.
Trying to get an alarm bracelet off her anklet, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. With the guy from Seinfeld.
Yes.
And it actually turns out that her parents and him died in a car crash. She was the only survivor. Well, she thought they all died. Turns out the brother didn't, and the brother's brain is basically being used to run this whole neural network.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because...
And I think, is it during this time as well, that's when the robot war was, or was the robot war before he's done that? I can't remember when the robot war was meant to have
I think
happened.
it kind of happens at the same time.
Yeah, so we get the idea that this big robot war has then happened, and
because
that robots have been excluded because they've basically started standing up for themselves, going, we are the sum of what we are. We want to start doing things we want to do.
It's interesting because I don't know if you picked up on it, he says about being in two places at once, doesn't he? The kid says it beforehand. He makes some comment to her about being in two places at once.
Well, that's the point.
And then very soon after, you see the advert that guy's made about splitting the brain and being in two places at once. And right then I was like, the boy's got something to do with this, but I don't know. I didn't think at any point it was going to be his consciousness running the system, but I was like, I wonder if they've stolen his idea or he came up with it. It's kind of what more I was thinking.
Absolutely.
And then, a robot turns up at her house. Turns out it has the
Cosmo the robot.
Cosmo the robot.
A robot based on a TV cartoon her brother used to watch.
Yeah. And actually her brother's consciousness is inside it. And he's trying to tell her he can't speak. He can only use the catchphrases that are built into the robots. And try to explain to her how to find the doctor who's told her that he was dead, and then that doctor supposedly can help him.
Correct.
Okay,
Now,
that's the premise of the film.
There are there's an actor and actress listed for Cosmo. Now, I don't think it's listed one for motion cap and one for the voice. I think what they're talking about is the voice of Cosmo as the robot and the voice of Cosmo for the TV show.
Okay.
Do you know who one of them is?
No.
Alan Tudyk.
Oh, of course it is.
Of course it is.
He's in everything. He must have a big house.
I think he just likes doing voices.
Well, yeah, why not?
He is one of the Cosmos, apparently. But anyway, so Cosmo turns up, they break out, they know where to go because he's like, my guardian or whatever he is. Was it uncle or something? It's uncle, isn't it?
I don't know if he is related.
I can't remember what it is, but no, you're right. The state guardian is basically getting illegal goods from the exclusion zone. So she finds where Chris Pratt is.
Yep.
And Herm, who is such a great design.
Yeah.
I love the little LCD face they've got, kind of light up LED. Oh, it's just wonderful. But the character's good as well.
Yeah, he's a bit of a badass, isn't he?
And they've got this monster cave full of all stuff they've stolen from the exclusion zone. And it's all stuff I'm just looking at going, oh, I love all of this. I remember that. I want that.
Yeah. And then Chicken Man turns up.
Chicken.
Anyone who's seen Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Chicken Man is, the guy, the Chicken Man plays like the butcher, I think they call him.
They call him the butcher,
who's like the leader of the human military force at the time of winning the war, right?
So during the robot uprising, he was was
He's a general. I thought he was the general.
He was something like he was a general, but he got the name Butcher for the number of robots he killed in service. And it seems that he's now a mercenary for hire when looking for rogue children, apparently, because he's after Millie Bobby Brown in this.
Yeah.
To start with.
Mm. And but he'll only kill robots.
Yes.
And that's a very specific character point, which comes in later, where
he
feels betrayed by the baddie. Ooh, who would have thought the baddie's betraying someone?
So, plot hole number 1 appears around now. I'm sure there's probably others, but I've ignored them. They get the gun out of his hand.
Mm-hmm.
They crush him basically with the wall at some point.
Yep.
Nobody thinks about, while we're running, let's pick up his super duper awesome, powerful gun that seems to destroy anything in its wake.
Yep, happens a couple of times. He drops that gun. No one ever picks it up. They even pan the camera to it. They make a point of it being there and no one getting it. And it's on IMDb. It's one of the first things on there that says, why don't they pick the gun up? And could have ended it there and then.
I know it basically is, but it stops progression of the story. So what you then do is, do you say that the Butcher has more than one robot suit, and then you just he keeps sending them in? Or, and I actually think I like the fact they didn't do that, is his battle-scarred suit that he has is the one that it's just carried on from the war, and he's just carrying on in that suit. And you kind of get the idea when that suit dies, he's going to stop doing what he's doing.
I guess from their perspective, it's like, do we run and get the gun or do we just leg it? They just leg it.
True.
I think that because the camera made a point of showing he dropped his gun, just cut that. Just cut that bit. You don't need to know where his gun's gone. He's dropped it or it's still in his hand. He's a robot. He probably wouldn't have dropped it when he got hit by a rock. Why would he react in that way?
Exactly.
You know?
I think he puts his hands up to protect himself, doesn't he?
Oh, does it? I don't really remember what
No,
exactly it was.
It's a very frantic scene.
Oh, no, it's because, the crane's coming down, so he's putting his hands up to stop the crane, so and he drops his gun. I think a more realistic thing is the gun only works in a robot's hands.
I was going to say that was going to be more like
and human's hands can
yeah,
trigger
and
it.
you never know. Director's cut. That might have been a scene. Is I wouldn't pick that up if you don't. I think it's
Electric Shock or something.
Yeah, I've gone. What? I don't think it's Robo. Oh, Judge Dredd. As much of a terrible film as it is, the gun of a judge can only be used by a judge, and they're genetically encoded. So I think that's probably the idea that they were aiming for.
Yeah, I think so. That's exactly what I was thinking. It's going to be something that they can't grab it. I just don't think they needed to pan to it at all. Just don't have that. Who cares? They're not going to go for it anyway. And it's great they're getting these little mine carts, don't they, and trying to escape. And then Chris Pratt's like 2 fingers up,
yards.
instantly blown up. And I was like, I wasn't expecting that. I thought, they were going to escape, and they don't.
No.
And it's quite funny.
Yeah, and it's just love to, right, get in the mine cart, It's literally 10 yards.
Yeah.
So they literally are just getting in it because it's fun.
Yeah, and you think, it's actually pretty realistic that they wouldn't have made it.
Yeah.
That is actually quite a touch. But his gun was fucking brilliant. It had some kind of
cool.
gravity well when he shot, and it just pushed everything out of the way. I was like, that is a powerful gun.
It's just a lot of the guns in this were very cool. Actually, I like the fact that they aren't just firing bullets; they are particle weapon almost.
I'm wondering if it's a rail gun, and
maybe
where it's doing that, it is a shockwave going with it.
Possibly that would make sense.
Not that I know much about weaponry and railguns, but I imagine that's how it would have worked. But really, just there's so many great bits.
We then get the giant Herm. So continuing with just recapping the story, I guess.
Sorry, yeah.
We then get the giant Herm turn up, which is just, again, really clever that they've got this little construction robot who's got a giant construction robot you can get in and just do bigger tasks.
Yeah.
So he gets in that. They go to where the Peanut is because they're told that's where the doctor is. They find all of the old robots from the war that have survived, still led by Mr. Peanut.
Yep.
And
Peanut in a peanut car.
Yeah. And they kind of extend the story by saying, look, we're not going to help you. You need to leave. We don't like humans, blah, blah, blah. But they kind of start to feel a little bit emotional because Cosmo then starts playing the cartoon and they all kind of gather in and they realise that they've got this weird unified bond going on. So then, Peanut goes, "Oh, well, I'll come with you, blah, blah, blah." And they go off to the theme park, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where they find the doctor.
For the scabs.
Yeah.
For the bad robots.
Yeah. Oh, forgot all about the scabs, yeah. Which I thought would have got a bigger role in it. I would have thought they were going to turn up at the end and maybe like kind of using South Park, get behind the darkies, get behind the scabs, send all of them in first. And then the other they could have used them as like, I don't know, as kind of cannon fodder.
Yeah, there's like a scab king.
They don't seem to nothing seems to happen with them. They're just kind of forgotten about. So
yeah, you don't see them. They get like, they're fighting them before they go into the doctor's house.
Yeah, into the ghost house.
And then when they get out, they're not there.
Yeah, so it feels a little bit like you could have used them a bit more. There could have been a bit more story involving them. The scavengers are just robots that are building themselves from bits of other robots.
Yeah.
So not nice, but yeah, there's not much of them in the story, which is a shame. And obviously then we get the doctor. The doctor dies. The bad guy sends in a load of drones who captures Cosmo.
Mm-hmm.
They then raise the bot haven to the ground, killing a load of the bots.
Yeah, which was a very sad moment.
It is a really sad moment because they managed to impart emotion on these bots beautifully.
Yeah.
And you really get kind of the feelings that, oh, God, this is horrible. And yeah, Perplexo's gone.
Yeah.
And they closed the curtain on him for the last time. It's pretty brutal. And then, that kind of leads into Chris Pratt haircut and then them going for the fight.
Now, the big robot that he gets into.
With the slightly smaller robot, with the small robot.
Yeah.
I love it.
Do you remember exactly what it's called? I wrote it down.
Is it an HR-60?
It's a HRM heavy construction bot, but it's 60 foot tall.
So, yeah, it's a 60.
Yes, they called it a 60 foot HRM heavy construction bot.
Yeah. I just love the fact they again, music choice for this film, brilliant.
Yeah.
And they're blasting out Judas Priest, breaking the law as he lobs a car into the building.
Yeah.
And then middle fingers. It's like, yes.
At one point, he chucks a Porsche, doesn't he? He gets wedged in, and Chris Pratt's like, it got stuck in.
It got stuck. And then when, I love the fact that then literally 2 minutes later, Millie, the computer bot, are running into the building and the Porsche suddenly lands next to them. So it's now fallen out.
Yeah. It's good, isn't it?
And then they're running away from all the bots that have been sent after. Are they following us? Yeah, they're following us.
Yeah. I'm really glad you liked it too. I was almost concerned that you were going to not like it.
No,
and I don't know why.
I really enjoyed it. The final scene is well worth the build up. Obviously, do you recognise the actor that's playing the bad guy Skate?
Yes.
Stanley Tucci, who is whatever his name is from The Hunger Games.
Yeah, he's in lots of stuff.
He's also, funnily enough, I didn't even realise, he's Merlin in that terrible Transformers film that I was watching.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's in loads of stuff. But he was, he was brilliant. You can't help but kind of look at him and he was just how he is. And just really good.
He does say one shit line. It says like a burning tire fire and a river of piss or something. He says, I was like,
yeah, that's what the world is to him. He's like,
yeah, I said, well, just thought that was a bit shit.
Yeah,
didn't really get that. But yeah, that was the only kind of moment for him I didn't like. But he's an evil dude.
Yeah,
he's evil.
I mean, there's the two bits that I've missed. So do you want to say completely what the ending is for everyone and ruin it for them if they haven't watched it? But also the butcher, we've forgotten all about him in this final battle.
Well, I think everyone knows. It's real bad spoilers for the end here, everybody. This will ruin the film for you. So yeah, the butcher feels betrayed because he didn't realise that the boy was actually there. He thought he was just delivering a robot. He had no idea it had a boy's conscience in it. And then he has a face-off with Mr. Peanut and actually lets Peanut go.
Yeah, so basically he realises these bots have more humanity than the person he's just met.
Exactly. He literally says it. Yeah.
So he's like, and then just shuts down.
Yeah, just turns his thing off and that's it. And then the only way to save everybody is poor Millie has to basically turn the life support off of her brother.
Yeah, so her brother.
So sad, really, isn't it?
But you know what? I am so glad Netflix had the bollocks to do that. Because I've spoken about this before and I've said it many times. films do not need to have a totally happy ending.
But the very end, there's a 5-second clip.
Yeah, and
where the robot,
the Cosmobot is suddenly
is
alive.
in a junkyard, and then you see his reflection in a puddle.
So
It's
has
clearly
some of her brother escaped?
Has the brother escaped in some way?
I do wonder if we're going to get a sequel.
But what would they do with the sequel, though? What would be? I hope they don't.
I hope they don't.
I wish they didn't have that little bit at the end. I would have rather just left it with the robot just junked.
Yeah.
And that would have just been
I wouldn't
an
have even
extra
had
bit.
that. I wouldn't have even had that. I wouldn't have even had any of that junk scene. If you're not going to include the bit with the reflection, you do not have the bit in the junk scene, because that is just going to, again, it opens people up as, why are we seeing this, the final scene? Whenever you get a final scene and it's zooming in on something, especially if it's in a scrap pile, it's going to be, that's going to come back to life, isn't it? Or the eyes are suddenly going to turn on and then it's going to go to black and it's going to be the title screen. And that's exactly what they've done here. It's just like suddenly we see the reflection of it alive. And now everyone's going to be saying, is there going to be a sequel? There's just no need for it.
I think it's an Inception ending where the dreidel never falls.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's going to fall, but it never does. So you're left thinking, is he in like Inception or is he not? And that's what they could have done there. If they were going to have that scene at all, just have the robot in the junkyard and nothing happened. Just cut.
Yeah.
No lights, no noise, just a robot getting dumped, maybe dump some more on it, cut.
Having said that, this could work as long as they don't do a sequel, that is. And I won't mind it as much if they definitely don't do a sequel. If Netflix suddenly say, we are working on one, I'm going to be very upset and say that this definitely didn't work, then just don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But there are films where it has happened and they haven't done a sequel and it's been fine. Chappie. Now, Chappie came to mind straight away. You haven't seen it? Okay.
No.
The design of the robots and the drones, very, very, very similar to Chappie.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you want me to ruin Chappie for you?
Go for it. I'll watch it.
So the very end of Chappie. So basically, Chappie is it's the modern short circuit.
Mm-hmm.
He's come alive. He suddenly spawned consciousness.
Mm-hmm. Tom Hanks, right?
No. That's you're thinking about Finch.
Oh.
Chappie is a fair few years old.
I have
now.
seen this. It's with the guy.
Slumdog Millionaire bloke, I think it was, wasn't it?
No, I'm not thinking of it. I thought it had the Scottish dude in it. Who's like the.
It's got Wolverine in it.
Oh fucking hell! I'm completely not knowing. Maybe I definitely haven't seen it. I don't know.
Let me show you a picture. That's Chappie.
I'm looking at that thinking I have seen it, but I didn't realise Hugh Jackman was in it.
So it's got Dev Patel, who was, definitely Slumdog Millionaire. I'm glad I got that one right. It's got Hugh Jackman, Sigourney Weaver, Ninja, Yolandi Visser. It's all set in South Africa. It's a bit almost similar to the kind of District 9, District 7.
I was thinking Gerald Butler was in it.
No. So anyway, so what happens at the end of Chappie is Chappie's alive. His creator's just been potentially killed. But what Chappie's worked out and built is the way to transfer someone's conscious into one of his machines, into one of these bots. So he saves his creator by putting him in a bot. And the very end of it is them both running away into the distance with his creator going, shit, I'm a robot. And then it ends and there's no sequel. There's nothing. They could have easily done a sequel based on that ending, but they haven't.
Yeah.
And that's, Electric State's chosen to do this route and we've got this bot come up and we've got to reflect, just leave it to our own minds now. Okay, I don't like the ending. I don't like they've done it. But as long as they just leave it for us to think about what could happen rather than going and doing a sequel, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I just don't know what plot point there would be. There's the baddie's been defeated. The robots are going to be joining everybody, and they're all going to be happy families, and that's it. I don't know where the story is for another.
It will be the reintegration of the robots into society. Everything will be wonderful, and Center will get reset up, or there'll be some sentient part of Center that was being worked on in case the boy failed.
Yeah.
And a scientist has carried on working on it, and it's an AI. That's what it'll be. It'll be an AI-based thing. And it'll be shit.
Yeah.
There's just no need for it.
Yeah. So, in conclusion,
I
brilliant film.
really loved it. Everything about it I really loved. I loved the designs of the robots. I know a lot of them are just stripped straight from the artwork, which is
I
great.
think that's good. They should have done that.
100%. Could they have done a bit more with it? Yeah, they could have. Did they need to do much more with it? No, they didn't. So they could have done. They didn't. Doesn't matter. I still really enjoyed it. I loved that they had a load of piano versions of songs.
Mm-hmm.
So slowly started from the piano and then went into the song. Really nice. As I say, Taco Bot, I stand with you, mate. Rebuild Taco Bot and getting back on the piano. Brilliant. But everything was just so well designed.
Yeah.
One particular line I really liked when Skate's character gets in the supersized drone that he's built.
Yep.
You're trespassing, and you just got Penny Post there going, well, actually, as a member of the United States Postal Service, I'm allowed here. Tries to give him a letter before just getting blatted out the way.
Yeah. Great film. Everyone, go watch it.
Really good.
Oh, these Porsches can really go, baby. Ah, shanked it.
It's stuck. It's freaking stuck.
Next time on the Untitled Sci-Fi Show, we are...
Oh, I've got no idea what we're watching. I'm looking forward.
No, because I said that I would like Kay to watch it with you.
Uh-oh.
And let me just go to it. It is the 1993 classic
18 certificate.
Rated 15 Demolition Man. She is about the age I was when I watched it for the first time.
We are not showing a Demolition Man.
How old is she?
She is 11.
Yeah. So I would have been 8 when this came out.
Yeah. And
I was about 11 or 12 when I watched it, I think.
I'm sure you were, and I'm sure I probably was too. I can tell you now, her mother will come for you if I get her watch that.
That's a shame. But you and me are going to be watching one of my favourite films of all time, Demolition Man.
Genius.
I'm so excited. When was the last time you watched this? I watched it very recently. I'm going to watch it again.
About 3 months ago.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it again.
I love it, especially as it's on streaming now.
Yeah, it's on streaming. It's
so
on
in
Netflix.
full 4K goodness.
Yeah, everybody.
And I bought it on DVD for £1 from CEX.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
Oh, maybe we should watch it together.
Yeah, we could do.
And we'll just have the lavalier mics and we'll just do a bonus episode of us talking through the film.
Oh, I'd love that. Let's do that.
He just needs to get back to the X.
You are in violation of the treaty. He's marked for deactivation.
You're heartless.
You can't be heartless to things with no heart.
Oh, right. Give me a moment to just it's recording. Get over the traumatic news you've just given me.
No, I could be completely wrong. I could be wrong.
For those not in the know, I've really hurt my toe, and we're thinking we might have to lose my toenail.
Yeah, not his toe, his toenail.
My toenail. So thank you everyone for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you. You can find us on all the social medias, mainly at _untitled sci-fi show. You can email us at rob@channel84.co.uk and tj@channel84.co.uk. I'm going to say that properly. I've noticed I say like and don't ever say .co.uk correctly. Website www.channel84.co.uk. We are part of the Studio Channel 84 network of indie podcasts, who also include our other show, The Variety Show, which I never say on here.
No, you don't. You
I don't know why I never do, but yeah, The Variety Show, basically our main one. This is the side quest. And we've got Lightly Used with Karen and Adam, and we've got Who Takes the Socks Off. It's Who Takes the Socks Off? Fuck, I got it wrong again. Who Takes the Socks Off with Simon and Ross. They're all wonderful people. They're all very good podcasts.
100%.
We do have a Ko-Fi. I don't know what the link is.
Just look on the channel84.co.uk site and you'll find it there.
Yeah. Podcasts at channel84.co.uk if you want to email both of us. Please do send in your thoughts for this episode's, whatever you want to call it, who guessed the intro. It's not a special one. It's just back to a normal one.
Okay.
And that's it. And we'll see you again in a fortnight with Demolition Man. I'm really excited.
Demolition Man.
Love you.
Love you too.
Thank you for listening to the Untitled Sci-Fi Show. This station is now shutting down and will be back in 2 weeks. May the Force live long and prosper inside of you. This was a Studio Channel 84 network show. To find more, head over to channel84.co.uk now.